Welcome back to Outdoors Junkie. This is G. I picked up a new sight for my bow this year. I got rid of the Montana Black Gold, my single pin Verdict Ascent, and I picked up a CBE Engage Hybrid 3-pin slider setup. So there's the sight. It is a dovetail model. I believe it's 4 inches and a 3-pin slider setup. I've had this sight for about 5-6 days now, going on a week, and I just sighted it in yesterday, and it was okay to sight in. I haven't sighted in a 3-pin slider setup before. I've always sighted in a single pin, which those are a little easier, but these just require an extra step of sighting in your 2 top fixed pins. So sighting in a 3-pin slider is pretty simple. So basically you want to choose which pin you want to use for your slider. I chose the bottom pin. So my pins will be 20, 30, 40, and then I'm going to use my 40 pin as my slider pin. Anything beyond 40 yards, I'm going to use my 40-yard pin. So when you get the Engage in the box, it's going to come fully assembled, and it'll have this sight tape that's installed where the sight tape goes right here, and it's held in by right here, and it's held in by these 2 Allen screws, one on top and one on the bottom. First off, you want to see where you're going to put your pins. I'll roll in the footage here, but I like putting my pins towards the bottom. So it'll be 20, 30, and the 40 will be way in the bottom. Like I said, again, the 40-yard pin will be my floating pin. So you want to step back to 30 yards, use that floating pin, and make sure you sight it in precisely. And then you're going to mark on the tape here where your 30-yard pin is. And that's going to be right there for me, the dark line. So you set it at 30, and then you want to step back to 60. That's what CBE recommends, and that's what their sight tool uses. So you want to set it in at 60 yards until you're comfortable and accurate. And then you want to put another hash mark on the tape here. After you're done with that, you're going to take the CBE sight gauge tool that they give you. That's a pretty little neat device that they have. So you see that there's a number 30 on top, then a whole bunch of numbers on the bottom. The numbers on the bottom indicate what sight tape you're going to use. One side is, I believe this is odds, and then this side is evens. And then give you a whole bunch of sight tapes. I'm just going to grab 3 here. So this is sight tape number 1. And then the back of that's 2. Come on. There's 2. And then there's 3. It's not focusing. Anyways, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth, all the way to 15. What you want to do is, after you're done sighting in your bow, you take the tool and you line up the 30 to where your 30 line is, and then on the bottom, focus, there you go. So the 30-yard line is where your top line you marked, and then your 60-yard line on the bottom should line up with a number corresponding to which sight tape you use. So mine is number 12. What you want to do is you want to loosen up. Let's see here if I can get this in here. There's 2 Allen bolts right here and on the bottom. Take that out, and the sight tape, this just falls off. And then you want to take the correct sight tape, put it on, and your 60-yard pin should line up with the 60-yard mark that's on the sight. I know it sounds all confusing and all, but basically what you want to do is just want to treat it as a single pin and forget about the 2 top pins at first. Sight it in at 30, 60, use the CBE sight tool, get the correct sight tape, put it on, and your bottom pin is set. Since I'm using my pin setup as 20, 30, 40, I'm going to have to leave the red pin here at 40 yards as my home base. So for me, after I put the sight tape on, I rolled the sight back up to 40 yards, and then now I'm going to sight in my 2 top pins as a traditional fixed pin setup. So I'm not going to move the wheel or anything. Adjusting the pins on these is pretty cool. What CBE recommends is you unscrew whichever pin you want to move 4 1/4 turns out. After you're done with that, there's a little knob on top of here, right here, and you can micro adjust each individual pin. So say you're setting in your 20 yards and you want to move it up. You're going to loosen the top pin 4 1/4 turns out, and you're going to adjust with this wheel here, either up or down or whichever way arrows are going, and it'll only adjust that pin. It won't affect the other 2 pins on the bottom, which is a really nice feature. Once you're done with that, you can tighten it down and move down to the 30-yard pin. Repeat the process until you're sighted in at 30. Windage here is actually pretty nice as well. It's got a knob down here that you can loosen, and then this knob here is the one that controls your windage left and right. So I'm going to step outside and do a few shots for you guys, probably 40, 50, and 60 yards. So this here is at 40 yards. I'm going to move the pin indicator to 40, but use the bottom pin. Check it out. Snowy day here in Wisconsin. We got about 10 inches the other day. Right there, 40-yard group. Step back to 50 here in a bit, and then I'll show you guys that. Alright, so this is at 50. Again, what you want to do is move your wheel down to 50 and use your bottom pin as your reference pin to sight this in. Let's go take a look. Pull out the last 2 shots. So the bottom ones, first 2, and then that's my last 2 there. Jump back to 60. Alright, so this is at 60, so you're going to want to move your slider tape to 60 and use the bottom pin. Another important tip here is after you have found the sight tape, you just want to reconfirm by shooting the floater pin from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 to whichever yardage that you're comfortable with, just to make sure that the tape is on. Let's go take a look. I am by no means a target shooter, but I like to practice every day, or most days, as I can be consistent. That's my grouping there. This one is a flyer. And these three are pretty good for 60. Alright, that about wraps it up. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Any questions, just leave it down in the comment section down below. I will try my best to answer them. Again, also, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button down below. I'm almost to 1,000 subs. I really want to hit that so I can monetize my channel. Again, this is the CBE Engage Hybrid 3-pin slider sight. And until next time, see you guys.